Good morning, welcome to my stream. I had the wrong opening card on there. But I think we're back to normal now, and we can switch over to my regular display. There we go. Gotta pop out my chat so I don't miss anything there on my second screen. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're ready to go. I think we're ready to dive in and switch back to this display here. Right, into the woods. So last stream, what we did was we modified the display. So now it's got this, we should fix this little thing here. It's got the health and mana and all your stats up here. It has your equipment here. And if I refresh, we can also see the stuff we're carrying with the hotkeys 1 and 2. And well-fed status down there. There's our log. If I hit space to run, you can see log growing. And that all seems to be working just great. It's a little frustrating that these characters here, where these lines meet, have to be individually drawn in the GUI. If we look at our draw GUI, we can see the hollow boxes for each one of these squares here, and then we have to put the connectors in separately. I can see that we did that also for the town name to get these connectors to show up like this, and this line is still here, which is unfortunate. We centered it, but then we didn't calculate the centering correctly or whatever, so now there's a space after that. Good morning, Just a Bubble, or whatever time zone you're in. Good to see you again. So we're going to dive right into the woods today. I think we're clean. Yeah, it looks like we just pushed. Good status shows we're up to date. All right, so we've spent a few chapters improving the basic game, its interface, and the starting town. That's fun, and we could honestly keep improving it for many chapters, but it's a good idea when developing to see some real progress. Otherwise, you tend to get demotivated. So for this chapter, we're going to add the next level to the game, populate it, and tackle the concept of themes to differentiate levels. Into the woods. Our design document says you would go from the town to a limestone cavern. That's a good start, but it's quite unlikely that you would transition from one to the other with nothing in between. Otherwise, everyone would go there. So we're going to add a forest next to the town of Bracketon with a cave entrance to the main adventure. A road runs through the woods, which is where everyone else typically goes, those who aren't set on trying to save the world, which is most people. Let's start by moving the exit from Bracketon to cover the whole east side. So in town.rs, find the line placing the exit and replace it with this. This fills the whole road out of town with exit tiles. Oh, I see. Interesting. This has one primary advantage: it's really hard to miss. Okay. Around line 36, but our lines are very different. So that's line 36 right there. That doesn't really count. But we should find the downstairs right there. And so we're going to just change this to be for Y. I'm going to switch this music out. I'm not sure I like this one. I don't know if you can hear it. I put the sound pretty far down low, but it's not working for me. Okay. For Y in wall gap, Y -3 to wall gap Y +4. And this is build data width -2, and then just Y, like that. Okay, so this should set the, come on, there we go. I think that deleted the correct one, I don't know. music wise. Okay, so let's refresh, and as soon as this is done, and let's take a look at the town. Yep, so we can see all the exit tiles here. It looks like we can take one step off, so that's interesting. Something shifted off by one, and that might be the reason why our tooltips are not where the code expects it to be. I must have some other bug somewhere that's preventing us from, because we shouldn't be able to walk around the outside of town, right? No, that's as far as I can go. All right. Anyway, it's really hard to miss. So let's build the woods. So now we want to start on the second level. In Map Builder's mod RS, we have the function level builder. Let's add a new call in there for the second level. So we're going to call forest builder. It's in Map Builders, Town Builder is right there. So 2 is the forest builder. I think we looked at this before. Why doesn't the town builder need the random number generator? I'm going to look at it again because I would have thought we needed a random number generator. And we don't need it for here. But when we build the rooms, we need to... Okay, we need to pass it in here. So we don't need it to create the chain. That's interesting. And then random builder does need the random number generator because we're generating a random level. Okay. So I'm guessing maybe forest builder doesn't need it either. At least not yet. There's an underscore on that. All right. So we're going to create forest. Let's go back to the previous one. There we go. Previous screen we were on, and we'll create a forest. Mod forest. Use forest builder, and now we'll create a new file called map builders forest. Use super builder chain. Area starting position. Okay, and then call. Okay. I'm going to be using a lot of those things we built before. And I'm going to pull this in here. Use RLTK random number generator. And then the width and the height. And it's going to return a builder chain. Yep. Okay. So we're going to create a chain. And into the woods is the title of this map. Okay, chain dot start with. This is interesting. So we're doing a cellular automata. I typoed that. Automata like that. But that generates a dungeon level, not a forest. So I guess we'll see what's going on. Chain with area starting position. New. And I changed those to camel case. Chain with call unreachable. New. Oops. X start left. X start. Y start. Center. set up and exit and spawn mobs. Okay, and then return the chain. So also, don't forget to add mod forest and use forest builder to your map mod RS. Okay, I did that. If you run this, you'll see we have a basic cellular automata dungeon. This isn't really what we want, or is it? It does look a bit forest-like in shape, but in rendering it with wall graphics everywhere, it doesn't give the impression that you're in a forest. All right, let's see if this checks. Let's fix whatever we broke. Oh, that should be a comma there. And then cellular automata. Oop, there's the typo right there. Okay. Still one error. RNG. Expected struct random number generator found. Mute random number generator. Oh, do I have to pass in that as mutable? I guess I do. Like that. There we go. Okay, so now if we generate this WASM and then try to leave town, we should enter a forest. And it should say forest of whatever it was. Into the woods. That's what it said. Refresh. Begin new game. Let's get out of here. So I can't just walk out. I actually have to use the downstairs. Okay, so now it says into the woods, and we are somewhere, although I can't tell where we are. Oh, there we are. I had to move before I showed up. Okay, so this seems to have worked. I should have grabbed the scroll of magic mapping and then used it here. It's interesting that that tile up there is revealed. I wonder what sort of bug that is. Oh, that's probably where I started, right? There's a kobold. It doesn't see me. Now it sees me. And I died. Nice. Okay. Yeah, there's something wrong with the way... Let me try running that again. Ah, see? Yeah, something's wrong with the restart. And it's related to... Okay, we're going to have to fix that bug. We want to get out of town first. Oh, I was going to grab this scroll. Okay, never mind. I just want to switch over to this screen here and take a look. So probably I'm at 0, 0, but it's showing around here. And if I hit, say, the J key, I move down one, and then suddenly the player appears. And if I move up, you can see 0, 0 is revealed with that kind of a tile. Not sure why that tile specifically, but okay. So there's a bug when we switch levels. We'll have to figure out what that bug is. Let's do that now. First, let's check this in. Check it in. Let's commit this. And then see if we can figure out what that bug is. Git commit starting on forest level. Oh. Okay. What's going on? So we're changing levels, so we can see depth too. So we're clearly moving to the next level. Is it in game state where we generate the new level? Oh no, it's probably in game system. No, not game system. This is where we calculate things. What's the name of the function? Generate new level? Generate world map. Oh, it is in game state. Oh, no. I misread that. Oh, here, line 380. Okay. So let's figure this out. It's trying to grab the player start X and player start Y from... Where does it get those bits of information? So we get a writable reference to the map. We clone it. And then we grab the starting position from here. All right, so let's console log. Generate world map. And we're going to just log the builder, build data, starting position. And see what that loops. I forgot a close paren. Doesn't like that. Oh, cannot be formatted using debug. Okay, well, we can do that. It's in components. I mean, that's easy enough to print debug, right? Okay, so then we take a few moments to generate the WASM file, and then we'll go back to the woods and see what happens. Refresh. All right, so we're starting at 6725. We'll go leave town this way. And now if I go to the next level, this is X1, Y25, which is should be right here. But I think it's being drawn up there. Because if I hit up right, yeah, then it goes to that. And there it is. Okay, so it should be starting there. It's just not drawing there. So let's take a look at where else could we be when we draw the player? Maybe it's in where do we draw the player's character, I guess is what I'm trying to figure out. And I think if can I do RG at? I can. Oh, this is just a glyph. Okay, yeah, so we don't draw it directly. We just draw it as an entity when we draw the map. So we're in here, and this is the main menu. This is the game over. Here it is. So camera, render camera, and then GUI draw UI. We look at this. Yeah, so this is looking at positions, renderables, and not hidden. And so this is where we would draw the player. So what we can do is grab the player from ECS, let player pause, ECS read, not read storage, fetch, point. And then we can just console log that, RLTK console log, format, draw UI. And I think we can dump that as debug, right? Nope. Oh, fetch point can't be. Fetch point can't be. Can we do this? Or do we have to like do an unwrap or something? Oh, right. I forgot to change this. Oh, and it should be player pause. 1. Nope, doesn't like that. Unknown field. We do that elsewhere, don't we? Fetch point? Yeah. And then we use that here. Oh, it's X and Y, not 0 and 1. Okay. So that's X and that's Y. There we go. Okay, so now that should dump out when we generate the new level. Actually, it should dump out every time we move. So that'll get a little annoying, but that's okay. We'll be able to see as soon as we switch to the new map. We'll see what it is. Okay, begin new game. Oh, it's not every time we move. It's every time it's screen renders. So we're getting a lot of output on the console. Okay, so if we go over here and then switch, it does say that we're drawing the player position at 125. Huh. But it's not rendering it for whatever reason. Let's take a look at it again. Oh, that's the wrong one. I was looking at GUI, right? No, GUI. There we go. Really? I call that console there? Console log. Oh. Oh, it's in camera. Right? Yeah. Wow, I was just here and now I can't even remember what I was doing. Okay. So this is fetching the player position and it's looping over this stuff and then drawing it. Hopefully the player is not hidden. If map visible tiles IDX. Let's see. We're doing position XY. So if pause equals player pause. Can I do that? Will those compare equal? No. Oh, this is a... Okay, so I can say pause X is player pause X and pause Y, player pause Y. Right? That'll do all the proper dereferencing. Yeah, okay. I wish there were an easier way to debug this, like a little WASM debugger that would have the source code and we could just step through it. All right. So again, we're going to go down to the exit here. Yeah, look, it's not drawing the player character at all. It's like the player character doesn't exist. If I move to the, I can't move to the right. There. And now it's showing up. So it's like, oops. I was here. This is where I started, but it wasn't in the renderables until I moved. Epic Blog agrees with me. An ability to attach a regular debugger against an excusing WASM code is very much needed. Yeah, that would be super handy. So until we get that, we continue using the printf method, or the println method, or in this case the console log method. All right, so we have to figure out why there is no player entity until we actually move. If I look at the player, we call try move player. And this is any entity that has that is a player, has a position and a view shed, and it'll eventually find it. And then we will update the resource with the player's position. We definitely have the point as a resource because I was able to fetch it. But it's not being drawn here. Because why? Is it hidden? The hidden thing is not hidden, right? Let me look up here somewhere. Oh. Data. Where do we grab the data? Yeah, it's not hidden. .join.collect. Okay. So the player shouldn't be hidden. The player is renderable, and the player should have a position. There is the player entity. ECS fetch entity. It's the only one in this file. We do it in a bunch of different places though, so let's take a quick look in this one. It's the player entity. We're just checking the consumable. Okay, so we're able to see the player, and I don't think we can dump it out as a debug format anything. And I don't know what fields there are in it. But the entity should have... Can I say... Oops, that should be semicolon there. Let some pause equals player.get. Can I do that? Player.get something? I want to look up the entity's position. We can do a read. Oh, we have to do a read storage. Is that the way we do it? ECS.read storage position .get player. And that gives us a position. RLTK console log format player.pause equals this, and we just say pause X and pause Y. Can we do that? Let's see if this works. Nope. But that's what I'm doing down here, right? Oh, if. I forgot the if. Tempted to take a value method read storage on type specs world. Oh. Isn't that what we do? Need parens after position and before the dot. Oh, like this. Okay. All right, thank you, Just a Bubble. And I think this is expected struct entity found struct fetch. Is this where I put a star to dereference it? Yes. Okay, so let's see what happens with this now. That only took us 20,000 runs. Okay, refresh. Go here. Let's leave town. And see what happens. So go. Yeah, so player position is 0, 0. So something's not setting the player's entity's position correctly. We're printing out the position here of 125 when we generate the world map. Source tutorial is a game state. Where is it? There. Okay, so here we're printing out the starting position. So we definitely have a starting position for the map. We're just not assigning it to the player. Right? It is putting the point in. So it should be this. Position components is right storage position. Player entity is fetch the entity. If player pos comp, what's player pos comp? Is the player, then assign the player pos comp here. Okay, so maybe this is what's not working. Maybe this is coming up with a none. Why would it come up with a none though? The player entity doesn't get wiped out between levels. At least I don't think it does. I still have all of these things here in my inventory. Right? Yeah. Huh. This must be failing. Let's see if this is what's failing here. Else rltk console log cannot find player in position components. All right, and then let me go back to camera and just remove this because this is very noisy. We don't need this anymore. Okay. Let's save and get some warnings. Yeah, I can pull those out, but let's get this fixed first. This has been a long-standing bug, I think, and we're just getting to it now. So, all right, so get out of town. Oops. Oh, see, I was able to somehow step through the wall there just for a second. Okay, what happens here? No, it didn't complain about the non-existent player position. So it was able to do this. Let's see what their code looks like. It's in... Oh, yeah, that's right. I moved this to a different location, didn't I? So I don't know what file it's in. Wonder if it's in main. I guess I could just do a quick search for it, right? Generate world map in this repo. Oh, really? Could not find generate world map. That's exciting. How about level cleanup? Nope. Okay. There's game system. Yeah, that's that code. See, what file would it be in? I guess we can look here real quick. Yeah, here's impl game state, new run state, right? These are all that code. Go to next level. Here's generate world map. Ah. Okay. So let's compare the code and see what's going on. So maybe this part is working and there's some other thing that's failing. We get right resource to the point. We get set the player position to the new player X, player Y. I should print these out to make sure these are correct, right? Because I don't think I printed those yet. RLTK console log. But I printed out player start. It should be that, right? Player X, player Y. I mean, the rest of the code looked the same. Position components. We get a write storage, fetch the player entity, we get a mutable reference to the player positions component, and then we decompose it, and then set the XY, and then this has to be updated, but I think it already is. So let's leave town. Nope, I went the wrong way. Okay, there we go. And if I go this way, player X 52, player Y 17, player X 2, and player Y 24, and we have 224. So we're decomposing it correctly. I guess we say Rust isn't broken. And this code is running because we're not seeing this line here. So let's take a look at the camera code here. Maybe I messed up something with the camera. Positions, renderables, and hidden. And there's the map. Positions, renderables, not hidden, join, collect. Right. For some reason, we're not picking up on the player. The player definitely has a position. Definitely has a renderable. And definitely isn't hidden. This is checking map visible tiles. So maybe let's take a look at that. Maybe the player's position is on hidden tile initially until I move. Where's the code? I've lost the code already. Here it is. All right, here's map visible tiles. Else if player pause X equals pause X and player. Actually, we can just do it right here. Right before we even check visible tiles. If player, did I do that last time, or did I do it inside the visible tiles? I don't remember now. Pause Y. LTK console log rendering player at, and then we'll put that visible tiles. Pause X, pause Y, map visible tiles, IDX, semicolon, put the comma where it belongs, and then close that. Nope. What did I do wrong? Oh, this needs to be format. There. Okay. So let's generate this WASM. And see what comes out down here. Refresh. All right. No, it's definitely... Oh, false. So it's not on a visible tile. So that's why it's not getting rendered. This one is all the way up here, and this is in the view shed because it's green. You can see it's green, so that means the view shed is highlighting that location. So whenever we generated the view shed, we thought the player was at 0, 0, and therefore the current tile is false in terms of visibility, so therefore we don't render the player there. And as soon as we move, now we're rendering the player at 621, and this switches to true. And that changed from green to gray. So that's what the bug is. The view shed is not being initialized correctly. And I think that was in main. In generate world map, which was, where is it? Oh, it's right here. How did I miss it? Okay. So let's take a look at our viewshed code. It's in game state. All right, let mute viewshed components is self ECS write storage viewshed. Some VS get mut player entities, and vs.dirty is true. Okay, so maybe this is failing. In viewshed. Like that. And I don't know why that would be the case, but let's find out. Okay. Let's go to, oh, this way. And out. So we did not get an error message about the viewshed. Therefore, the viewshed was set up. So this worked. And we set VS dirty to true. Let's see, where do we calculate the viewshed? And maybe we can say, oh, we have a dirty viewshed for the player. Do we have the player entity anywhere here? Yeah, read storage player. So we have player. Oh, we would have to fetch the player's position. This says you spotted something. This is for the traps. So we're able to see if it's... Ah, so yeah, here. Player get ent is some. If this is the player, reveal what they can see. Okay, so we can grab the player's viewshed.dirty. So we can say if player dot ent get ent is some print print line console log RLTK console log format player view shed equals, and we're going to say view shed dirty. Okay, so now that should print out whenever we check calculate the visibility for the player. Okay, refresh. Begin game. Oh, I misspelled dirty. Dearth. So it switches from false to true right away every time we take a step, which makes sense. If I come over here, right, so we're at 7830, and if I move, we switch the depth true, we got the position, rendering player at 125. Player view shed dirty was true twice, but it's showing false for the location. So let's see, maybe the position is wrong when we calculate when we get the player. Change that to dirty, and then we'll just say pause equals this, and we can get the position directly out of here. Pause X and pause Y. And maybe that's 0, 0 at this point for whatever reason. Okay, let's refresh that. Kafka, hi, how are you? We are currently debugging why the player doesn't show up when we move to a next level. And the view shed is set to false, or the visibility for the tile the player is on is set to false. Got to figure this out before we go any further into the woods. Okay, refresh. Which way are we going? This way? Yeah, okay. All right, ready? Here we go. Boom. Yeah. Player view shed dirty is true. Position at 124, and then player view shed dirty is true. Position at 0, 0. So there's something that's resetting. So we're setting the player's position properly, but somehow it gets reset to 0, 0. How do we track that down? How do we track that down? And that's why these are showing up, because initially, you can see these are all gray. They're all gray because they got calculated visible. So the tiles got set to not hidden. And then we switched the player position to 0, 0 somehow, and now popped up to there. So where is that happening? It's not in here. How do we find out all the locations where the player's position is? Because one of the things that's annoying me about the way this is set up is that we have a point. Where is it? Does it exist here? No. But we have a resource similar to the game log or random number generator. That is the point where the player is, the XY coordinates of the player is. But the player also has a position component. So maybe when we generate a new map, we are updating the player's position and we are updating the point at the same time, but maybe there's something else that's generating a new point. Where are all the points? So here's where it changes, right resource, and here, right resource. Let's take a look there. I think this must be in the spawn, or no. This is try move player. So when we move the player, we have to update the point as well as the player's position. So what's the difference between this one here? Oh, this is when we're swapping positions with a bystander or a vendor, and this is where we're actually just moving to a new square. Okay, so that's those two rights. Carino, thank you for the follow. How was your stream? You're making a WASM 4 Game Jam game in Rust, I think, if I remember correctly. So that's those writes. These are all reads. That's a read. So the only other write is here, which is our so it's not the point then. It must be in the position component of the player's entity. And I don't know, how do we track down where those are changing? I mean, we can look for all the positions. Here's a write storage. Maybe when we're building the map, something goes sideways. This main, that's not going to happen there. And this is a read. No. This is when we're updating generating the new map. So that's ending up correctly done. GUI is a read. So the only other place is a write is here on line 10. But that's... I mean, I guess we can, how do we track that down? Something's setting the player to 0, 0. Carino says, hello, I tried to follow the roguelike book a year ago, but I started to make my own thing and then it became hard to follow it. Yeah, no, I understand that temptation, right? You're working on something, you say, what if I do it this way or that way or whatever, and then everything breaks. And I think that's what we're running into here, is there's something I broke as I was putting it in, resulting in the player not starting where they should. And it's not 100% game breaking, but it's definitely game annoying. But I was hoping we'd be able to track it down. I picked up the shield. Let's wield the shield. Yep, it shows up right there in the shield slot. Neat. All right. All right, let's put a pin in this. And remove all these diffs and try to figure out, yeah, so let's just check out. Let's clean this up. Okay. We're going to have to live with it for now, and then I'm just going to have maybe offline I can take a look at what might be going wrong. Because this is, I don't know how to track down all the places where the position of the player's entity changes, and that's clearly what's happening. Is something setting it to 0, and if I can log every location every time we change a position, that would be good to know. Hello near this. Hello near this. If let some, Rust is very odd syntax. Yeah, it's a neat way of destructuring and determining whether or not it worked at the same time. Let's take a look at that line again. Well, there's a lot of instances of it, but basically it says it saves you from having to do like match something some x, do an x, for example. So it destructures it directly into door. You don't have to do an unwrap. You could, which is something else you could do. You could say let x equals something dot unwrap, which will desum it. But then it'll panic if it can't unwrap it, right? Or you could say unwrap or, right? But this just makes it a little simpler. Yeah, it is very cool. I agree. Okay, so let's work on themes then, because this is more interesting than trying to debug. I just want to now. I just want to put some code in every place we change a position and track that down. But like I said, I'll do that offline. All right. So for themes, we could make all new tiles and have the forest generator spit them out, but that's duplicating a lot of code just to change appearance. A better approach would be to support themes. So the town uses one look, the forest uses another, but they share basic functionality such as walls blocking movement. Now we reveal why we made map into a multi-file module. We're going to build a theming engine. Create a new file, themes.rs, and we'll put in a default function and our existing tile selection code from camera rs. Ooh. Okay, so this is going to be copy paste, right? Hopefully. We called it map, right? Yeah. Then theme. Like that. Okay, so I think if we just open up the camera, we should be able to grab get tile glyph, which is this code here, which looks like this get tile glyph default, right? So we can just select all these. This doesn't have the bloodstain stuff in it though. Oh, that's up here. Okay, so we're just breaking it out. Okay. So delete from there, put there. We'll call this get. Sure, we'll call this tile glyph, and it's going to be a public function. IDX use size map returns font chart type RGB. Oh, and then it bases the. Oh, okay. So we'll say let glyph match map depth. And otherwise we'll get tile glyph default IDX map. Okay, and then we'll do the bloodstain stuff, which is this stuff here, right? So these lines come out, right, like this, and then we create a new function, get tile glyph default. And it returns RLTK font char type RGB. So I'm not thrilled with this inconsistency here. Font char type. Why pull in one and not the other? Just pull in both. Why not? And then there's all these RLTK2, 3SP, 437. All right, we'll fix that later. All right, and then we just return glyph FG BG. And I don't think this needs to be mutable anymore. Oh, we don't. What are we doing for background? We don't change the background anywhere here, right? So we create a background and then we return it. So we just do that. And this doesn't need to be mutable anymore. Okay. And then the camera's going to need to include it. Okay, but we need to do... Oh, we have to grab wall glyph, which is right here. And let's move that over. Like that, right? Okay. I think that's all correct. Oh, and then is revealed in wall also moves. Okay. Oops, not there. Here. Good. In map/mod.rs, add mod themes and pub use themes to use it in your project. So what's left in camera is just the drawing rendering code. Yeah, okay. So in mod rs, we have to say mod themes, use themes, ::star. Now we'll modify camera by deleting those functions and importing the map themes instead. Yeah, I did that when I moved them. Add a use create map tile glyph. Okay, so this is in camera. Okay, use create map tile glyph and change the two render functions to use it. Yeah, so it's just tile glyph. Oops. Yep. Okay, so that changed all of them. Okay. Your camera is now just a camera, and you have the ability to change your theme per level. All right, assuming it checks. What's going to fail here? Get forest glyph doesn't exist. Did I miss that, or they just left that out? Okay, maybe we're doing that next. Yes, here's get forest glyph. Okay, what else is failing? Click get tile glyph default. Oh. Those should be commas. And this doesn't exist. It's a private function. Okay, so I need to switch back here. Oh. Private function import. The function import tile glyph is defined here. It refers to function tile. Oh, I have to do pubmod something? Map mod pub. There we go. So hopefully that's the only error now is the get forest glyph. Yes. Okay, good. So let's work on that. Okay, we already did that part. Now we have to write get forest glyph. So I think they just made a mistake here. They shouldn't have split that out just yet. Tutorials are very hard to get right because then to debug them is a lot of work, and then you have to do multiple passes and anyway, I don't blame. No blame. Okay, get forest glyph. Especially if you can just figure it out on your own, right? And then font, char type, RGB, and RGB. And what is this going to be? This is similar to this guy here, right? In that we're just going to return. Yeah, so we'll use the same pattern. Like that, and then we'll just say let glyph and background is equal to match map.tiles idx. So now we have a bunch of different tile types that we need to support. Let's just copy all these guys in and just change up what we need to. Kafka says, feels to me a little like font chart type RGB. RGB should be a struct. Yeah, at a minimum a tuple struct, right? It's something that gets returned to the camera, so it would be would have to be a module level struct that the camera could use too. All right, let's get this working, and then maybe we can clean that up. Let's see, this here. This little club, I guess. I think this is just a period, but I'm going to copy paste it anyway. Oh, that was supposed to be for wall, not for floor. I got all these in the wrong order. Okay. Here's wall. Four, 3, 7. Wow. Copy the club over. I don't know how to type that on my keyboard. RGB from F32, 0, 0.6, and 0, comma, and that goes away. All right, so that's wall. Let's put that at the top. That one's done. Next comes bridge. And then road. Oh, road is these 3 lines. Okay. I think that's what it was supposed to be before, and I changed it to an exclamation point because it wasn't in the tutorial. I'm going to change it here too. Like that. What's next? Grass. We made a double quotes, which is good. And then shallow water. Oh, see, I put a double thing, but it should, let's just make it a single tilde. Because that double one wasn't coming through very well. Okay, that's for shallow water, then deep water. Okay, and then gravel. Oh, gravel's supposed to be a semicolon. That's not what I had. Okay, semicolon, and then downstairs is that. And then everything else is just going to be double quotes. And 6. Okay, I wonder what the colors change to. I have gray, blue, that says navy blue for deep water, and then cyan. I guess we can change that, right? Green, yellow, chocolate, and 6. Okay, I think I got all the colors right, and now we just need to return it down here. FG and BG. Cargo run now, and you'll see the visual change made a huge difference. Yeah, we'll see the little club sign. Oh, I should have done a check. Dang. Cargo check. Yeah. What are we doing wrong here? I had a semicolon. Why add a semicolon? Oh, this needs a semicolon there. Okay. Oh, and I forgot to do this. This should be foreground. Okay, but that looks like the last error. We do have a couple of warnings. Let's see what those are when we build. And then we'll go into the woods. Oh, we don't need tile type anymore. Okay. It's interesting, the JavaScript paused for a little bit while or the WASM paused for a little bit while we were doing stuff. Okay. Let's go into the woods. Oh yeah, so now the path looks different. That's not the same character that I put, is it? Okay. So now we'll go here. And yeah, okay, so this looks like a forest now, right? Because we have green sort of trees. Oh, there's still bear traps. And we still have this bug here. Okay, but that's cool. Oh, we got a potion. So yeah, so this does look like a forest. So if I hit Shift 3, yep, I get healed up. Good. Okay, so that's done. We definitely made a forest level. Oh, Yeah, let's fix this before I check before I commit this. Okay, git add source. Made theme. Added theme capability and made the forest level look more foresty. Okay, so let's actually take a look at source map mod and make a pub struct. What should we call it? A render tile. Tile, which takes a font char type and 2 RGBs. And then this means we need to pull in font char type and an RGB. And then in camera, no, not in camera, in themes, we'll need to pull in render tile and return a render tile. Does this check? What doesn't that like here? Oh. So now it's expect. So how do we destructure this? Can we say render tile here? Not found in the scope. No, you can't destructure it that way. It's complaining that it's a constructor. Oh, it's private fields. How do I make them public? Super Cuber, hi, how are you? Yeah, the problem is that they're not. It's a tuple struct. I don't know. I don't think you can put pub in there. I've never seen that before. It didn't complain. That's weird. Okay, this says expected. Oh. Oh, okay. I'd never... Okay, I'm... Well, I never. Render tile. I think that's all. The rest is just, yeah, okay. What did I do wrong here? I missed a closing brace. Oh, I missed an opening brace. And then this needs a render tile. There we go. Okay. That's interesting. Get div. So you can actually make these public, which is okay. That's fascinating. Like I say, this is a Rust learning stream, so I'm learning. I assume Clippy's not going to complain about that. We didn't do all that much. Git add source, git commit, make the tuple a type. Okay. Follow the yellow brick road. So we specified that our roads, yeah, tutorials are hard, runs through the level, but we don't have a builder for that. Let's make one and add it to the builder chain. First we'll modify the builder chain, get rid of distant exit part, and add a new yellow brick road stage. Okay. It's map builders forest, right? Yeah. So right after Voronoi spawning, we're going to change this to yellow brick road. And that means we're going to also change our distant exit to yellow brick road. And then we have to implement it. Are we going to do it here, or are we going to create a new file called yellow brick road? That's not clear from... Let's do it here for now, and then if somebody else needs it, we'll make it a separate file. I think it's builder map, right? Yep, and it doesn't return anything. Self-build, RNG, and build data. And then we're done. We also have to import meta map builder and builder map. And what else do we need? I think we need one other thing. Nope. I thought we needed one other thing, but I'm wrong. So then RLTK, we also need distance alg. What else do we need from RLTK? Just scanning the code here. I don't see anything else. So I think we're good with that. So down here, we'll implement it. Yellow brick road. This does have the feeling of being in a separate file, doesn't it? So this is calling build map, but we only have a build. Oh, it's calling self-build here. Okay, good. Yeah, so this just changes to build. And we're going to add these two things here, find exit and paint road first. And this returns an I32 and I32 tuple. Okay? There's a vec of usize and F32s, right? Because we're doing distance stuff now. IDX and tile type. Alright, if map tile walkable tile type. Oops. Available floors push. Push a tuple of IDX and distance alg Pythagoras squared dot distance 2D. Oh, we do need point. Okay. Point new IDX as I32 mod build data map width, and then IDX as I32 divided by build data map width. Yep. Comma. Point new seed X and seed Y. And that's that tuple. Oh, no, that's the call to that. That's for the tuple, and that's for the push, and that's to end the statement. Okay. And we have that and then that. If available floors is empty, panic. No valid floors to start on. All right. Otherwise, we're going to sort B1 and unwrap. And then we're going to get the end X and end Y. Dot 0 as I32 mod build data map width. And end Y is going to be the same value divided by map width. And then we're going to just return end X and end Y. There we go. And then what do we have? Paint road. If X is less than 1 or X is greater than build data map width minus 2. I wonder why minus 2. Oh, because we're doing X less than 1, so 0 doesn't count. Okay. And return. Let IDX is build data map XY IDX XY. And then if build data map tiles IDX is not equal to tile type downstairs, build data map tiles IDX is equal to tile type road. Okay, that paints the road. I'm going to figure out what makes it yellow. All right, and this is where we figure out our starting and ending point, and then paint the road. Okay. Position as ref, unwrap, clone. Interesting. Let start IDX is build data map XY IDX. Okay. And then build data map height divided by 2. That's our seed location. Okay, and then build data map tiles and index is equal to the tile type downstairs. All right. And then we comment that out. I guess we ignore that for now. Index in path steps iter. Okay, and then self paint road, build data X and Y. And then X minus 1, X plus 1, minus Y minus 1, Y plus 1. Like that. And then build data take snapshot. Yeah, we haven't enabled snapshots in a while. Okay, so this, oops, I didn't want to do that. This feels like it should be a separate file because the way we did all the other things, but I'm just going to leave it for now. Just make sure everything matches up. Yep, okay, so check. Nope. Oh. Isn't that how you create a new structure? Yeah. Box new yellow brick road. Pub struck yellow brick road. I did something wrong, didn't I? If it can't create a new... Oh, box new. Duh. Okay. Thank you, Supercuber. I think we caught it at the same time. Okay, and then tile type. We have to add tile type. And then map. Use create map, I think. Should do the trick there. What else is an error? There's tile types. Path. I must have missed setting up the path. Yeah, I missed the A-star search. Okay. And it comes out of RLTK. And let path equals, oops, I can't read it when it's like that. A-star search. Like that. Okay. Cargo check. Still 2 errors. It doesn't like this. There must be something in between that. Map tiles. And then what else? Build data map height. What does it say? Expected bool found I32. Oh! I forgot to put it as less than. Or y. Oops. Y is greater than that. There we go. Alright, so still 2 warnings, but there must be different warnings. Let's generate the WASM and see if we get a yellow brick road. I don't think it'll be yellow, though. I don't remember putting any yellow rendering in there. Although this shows yellow. We're not using the random number generator. Really? It shows it used here. I don't know. I mean, I would have thought that we'd use a random to make this kind of a wiggly path through the forest. But I don't see it. Find exit does this. Paint road checks to see if the tile is within the map bounds. Paints it as a road. Build calls A-star search to find an efficient path from west to east, and then paints a 3x3 road all along the path. The result is a forest with a yellow road going to the east. Of course, there isn't actually an exit yet, and you're highly likely to be murdered by kobolds, goblins, and orcs. This is true. But what's making it yellow? Because we're just setting it to road. But we're not saying, oh, this road is a yellow road. Unless that's part of the forest theme. Maybe that's part of the forest theme and I just missed that. Oh, already built. Okay, so refresh. Begin new game. Let's get... Come on. Let's get out of town and take a look at our fancy new yellow brick road. It's white. Or maybe because I made a mistake here. Oh, magic mapping. Yeah, we can map the whole road. Oops. Look at that. And there's a potion right in the middle of the road. Yes, I trust that potion. This is neat, actually. Look at that. The A-star search made it a nice curvy road. There's another magic mapping scroll. And there's the downstairs right there at the end of the road. Boom. And now we're in waveform collapse. That was the name of this map. Oh, and I don't have a magic mapping there. Okay, so this is neat. This actually worked. Let's take one more look at their code here to make sure I didn't miss an RNG. Right? Yeah, it's there, but it's not being used. So I'm going to put an underscore there just to keep the signature the same. There we go. No, yeah, we pass that into there. This is what we need to underscore. Okay, so that should check. And it does. Let's see if Clippy has anything to say about this code. Unnecessary mute passed. Okay, let's clean that. On line 88 here. Yep, okay, good. Git add star source, right? Git commit. Added a yellow brick road. And this is probably a good place to pause it because we're about, I don't know, maybe a third of the way through. So we'll tackle the rest or the next part tomorrow. Meanwhile, okay, let's push this up. Git push. Take a look. There it is. So we started the forest level, we got all the way to the yellow brick road. This can go away, we don't need that anymore. This we can use as a reference later. So let's take a look at who's rusting now. Boppy Games is rusting. Learning Rust Day 2. Oh, right. They were going through the Rust book. Let's go invade them. Well, thank you everyone for hanging out. Thanks again for all the help as well. I enjoyed it. I hope you did too. And I will hopefully see you tomorrow for a little more of the Rust roguelike tutorial. All right. Take care, everyone, and have a great rest of your day.